name is Ray Santoleri. I'm a makeup artist and sculptor, and I work in film and television as a makeup artist. I do regular camera-ready beauty makeup and as well as character and effects. And I am a toy sculptor of action figures, and I make busts of well-known actors and characters. I was always interested in movie makeup, the classic monsters, and how those characters were created. Really opened up a lot of horizons for me. It introduced me to sculpting that I'd never had considered doing, aspired to be. I never thought of sculpting, never thought of anything three-dimensional. One thing led to another. I ended up meeting people from McFarlane Toys. So they said, keep in touch, and they gave me a chance, in the fall. Slowly let me, sculpt certain things, make certain things, and I would work in the shop, I learned how to mold. I was always driven by, recreating the monsters, the original monsters. And so I started making, I made the 2/3 scale bust that I showed of the Frankenstein. A little expensive to produce because they're so large, and they take up a lot of space. And I said to myself, as if I was collecting, what would I want to buy, aside from figures? And I thought about the quarter scale bust that I make. After I worked in the toy industry for a long time, came back into makeup, started contacting the studios in New York. The only one that I got to talk to was at NBC. And he just said, just keep in touch. So I did, and I would call every couple of weeks. So he called 3 people, and we didn't have cell phones then, it was just beepers. I said, I gotta return this phone call, it's NBC, And I did, and he says, you were the first one to call back. If I, would have took me longer, or somebody else called before me, it might not have happened. And it just went on from there. And then I was asked if I would be interested in doing Saturday Night Live. So he says, yeah, come on up and hang out, you can just watch. See if you want to do it. And I'm going, see if I want to do it? I did a lot of character work because I was Will Ferrell's makeup artist, basically in everything. So he was a very busy guy, and he was wonderful to work with. Some of the actors there weren't, but I was very fortunate to have him. And we had to learn how to do things quick. We were always running back and forth from set to set, carrying our makeup thing and doing stuff behind the flats and in the dark, and came together, But I wanted to do more, and I wanted to go to Hollywood. I wanted to go do movies and stuff. I was getting ambitious, and I was kind of getting discouraged because a lot of those makeups on Saturday Night Live, even though it was fun, it was a lot to learn, a lot of times they didn't look good. So I wanted to have that luxury of taking time to do a real makeup, to actually put on prosthetic pieces and, lay hair and stuff. Got to work on Hunters for the Amazon. I worked on Madam Secretary for 4 seasons. And I did most of their effects. They were light effects because it was CBS, but it was enough for me to learn. And I learned how to do a lot of painting things on instead of using prosthetics. It was faster, and it looked just as well, because it wasn't focused on there. I got to work on glass. I was a key makeup artist first I was a key makeup artist for The Visit, which was an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And the girl that department headed that, she'd done a lot of his work, a lot of his movies, because she's from Philadelphia. She hired me to be the key on that. And then I got to be the key on Glass, which was the 3rd movie I made with him. And he was wonderful to work with. He knew exactly what he wanted. So it was fun. It's been a real adventure. I don't have any regrets. When I started, Glasgow, the schools didn't have good reputations. When they went to work in the studios, in the shops, they weren't up to date on what was going on. So they were basically just given a broom. But I see these people coming out of here, they're prepared. They have good idea, good skills. I work with Phil Hara. I think he's wonderful. I just worked with him on a movie a couple months ago. He's a graduate from here. I know of Jason Milani. I never worked with him, but I know if he's working with Lou, then he's got to be very good, because I know Lou. Lou and I worked together for 2 years on Saturday Night Live. I want to try to encourage them. What makes them unique is they have to set themselves apart from the 50 other people that are going to apply for that job. I'm looking at it from a professional point of view. I don't know this student. I don't know how they were at the beginning of the class. They want to see that you can do the work. You're good with a brush, or you're good with, applying a prosthetic. Does it work? Does it work with the character? Does it work with the actor? So in that way you have to adapt, you have to change your techniques sometimes. Many people that mentioned, they've come from here. So, they're working, and they're good.